Yeah, thanks for doing this on literally like 7 hours
Hey, no
notice. I did
worries.
not expect to do this tonight, man.
No worries, man. Yeah, I was out and about and I got a message, email saying, "Can you do a Zoom tonight?" I'm like, "Yeah, let's get it." So, no worries.
Nice.
Happy to be a part of it.
I'm happy to have you, man. And not only that, man, I'm happy to have 12 Stones back. New music. Yes.
Yeah, man, we're stoked.
How's it, dude? How does it feel, man? Because this is the first, it's really the first official single in a couple years for you guys.
Long time. I put out an EP with no label in 2020. So yeah, this is the first one in 6 years, and we have a tendency to go dark, between
Mm,
some of these times with a lot of downtime. But yeah, we're stoked. We got a lot of new material. I'm in my little home studio here, and
nice.
lot of stuff coming out of these walls. So
I love it.
happy to announce.
I love it, man. Tell me what the last couple of years, the last few years have been like for 12 Stones just as a band. Because like you said, you guys do tend to go dark
Yeah,
in between releases, but the world hasn't heard a lot from 12 Stones and I mean it's been a few years. The last record came out, I think, what, 2017. So it's been a minute now. So what have the last few years been like for you guys?
honestly, it's been all over the place. We started doing this when I was 19 years old. So I'm 44 now. So I mean, we've been doing this a long time,
Yeah,
and so life doesn't stop when the music does. So we had to, a lot of us had jobs and real life things that we got to deal with, and finally getting into a position to where we can try to put out new music and do that kind of stuff. But yeah, man, I was a kitchen manager in a couple of different restaurants and just kind of running kitchens and getting back to my other passion of cooking. And so,
nice.
yeah, everybody kind of had their own little path for a little while. Now, realigned. We've got a bunch of new guys in place,
Mhm.
and couldn't be happier with the current state of affairs.
Nice. It is a different band than it was a couple years ago. So tell us a little bit about the band now. Who is 12 Stones now, in 2026?
Sure, you got me, and then
Yeah.
my brother from another mother, Mr. John Rodriguez. He's been with us. He was rhythm guitar for a long time, and he's now switched over to lead.
Nice.
And we've got a friend of ours, Richard LaBranche, is our rhythm guitarist. We have the super talented Ty Del Rose. He played with Smile Empty Soul. He's played with a bunch of bands.
Nice.
He's super great drummer. He's playing with us right now, and then we got my buddy Chris playing bass for us right now. So yeah, we got an awesome lineup full of hungry dudes that are ready to get after it and leave it all on the stages.
What's it like writing music with this group of guys in 12 Stones and just creating art, sitting down together, whether it's in person, over Zoom, remotely? What's it like writing and recording with this group of dudes?
For me, I do a lot of the writing. So
Okay.
what I tend to do is John comes over here a lot, and we go through my little notebook. I have 11,000 notebooks in here, but I have my notebook full of ideas, and John will come over and we'll work through a couple of the ideas, and then we present it. As once we're able to get into a group environment, then we kind of start working playthroughs on it. But like our drummer lives in Chicago, we're all from the New Orleans area, so it's hard to get a full together, in one room writing session done.
Awesome. Um, the new single, man, Golden Child. Dude, this thing fucking kicks ass, man.
Thank you, man. Thank
It's
you.
so fucking good.
Thank you.
I listened to it about 5 times today. I blasted
Nice.
that thing at work, whether they wanted me to or not.
Nice.
That tends to be a habit for me.
There you go.
Um,
As it should be.
yes, sir. Tell me about Golden Child, man, and why was this the right song for right now?
For me, I feel like it's kind of a song about letting go of the past and just being able to embrace who you are and realize that, sometimes people can grow apart, people can find new avenues, and I'm angry about a lot of stuff. The state of the world's pretty wild, but I just felt like a good emotional release of a song. It was a good way to open with an intro scream and just heavy guitars. A lot of the stuff I'm writing right now, we're detuning to flat, B flat. So we're normally play a lot in drop C tuning, but we're dropping it down a whole nother step on some of this new stuff.
Lyrically, it really reminds me of some of the older 12 Stones material. It really, really reminds me of, songs, not musically, but lyrically, songs like Lie to Me. Where it just, to me, it reminds me of that feeling when somebody that you loved and you knew kind of drifts away and just isn't who you thought they were, or doesn't end up being who you always knew them to be. And that's kind of the theme that I get out of it. That really reminds me of old school 12 Stones.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, we just have always tried to write music that's relative to what we know and what things that we can relate to. So a lot of our songs are personal and come from personal relationships and things like that. So it's kind of been the way that I can have my own therapy sessions, is to be able to vent these things out, write down my thoughts, and make songs out of them. So I'm still able to do that after all these years, and grateful for that.
Does it get harder to write good songs and just consistently write music just in general this far into your career, or is it easier? Is it harder? What is it like now for you as a songwriter compared to, I hate to say it, 20 plus years ago?
I know, right? This is
It's
this is
crazy.
next year. I think is our 25th anniversary. So if that makes you worry about my lumbar pillow I got back here,
Yes.
But no, for
Yes.
me, writing has always been. I'm my own worst enemy. I'm my own biggest
Mm.
critic. I delete, start over, tear out notebook pages. So to me, I always try to find the music. I would try to write the music first, and I let the music dictate the emotion of the song. And then once I kind of have like a mood for the song, then I can start making me feel like, what does this make me think of? How does this musically make me feel? And kind of go from that process. So it's usually a long process for me because I'm like a lot of self doubt in those departments where I'm like, man, is this right? I don't know if that's the right note and all these things. So I think it's kind of the same for me, I guess. I mean, I try not to rush the process. I have some songs that I wrote the music for, you know, close to 20 years ago. That
Right.
I just been in the archives, ready to be pulled out when the time is right.
I feel like, I mean, obviously we're super early in the game with Golden Child, but just with this single, it feels like there's more behind this song, whether it be promotionally or just there's a lot more just of a push behind this single already than we saw from, whether it be Picture Perfect or whatever it may be.
Right.
Um, is that a conscious effort on you guys? And what is different about this than, the last release?
I mean, the honest answer there is that we've been lucky enough to partner with Judge and Jury Records and SV
Okay.
Records, with Howard Benson and Neil from 3 Days Grace. They have a record label, so we got to go record this song with the super talented Howard Benson and his entire team, which was like a dream come true. I have here in my little home studio, and I was telling Howard this. I was recording my vocals at his house, and I was like, man, I have your vocal plugins at my home studio. He said, that's what we use here, man. I just probably got a little
Nice.
better mic. And I'm like, yeah, you definitely got a little bit better microphone. But yeah, it's really an honor to work with them. And they have the new school understanding that
Mm.
guys like myself lack, and then like algorithms and playlists and all these things that I'm like, you plug the amp in, turn it up, and let's get weird. So it's nice to have a team that understands what modern day promotion and music needs to be, and
Mhm.
they really helped us out a lot in getting that kind of push for us.
Yeah, I mean, I know that with Picture Perfect on my end, like I didn't get a lot of press releases about it. Like there wasn't a lot of promotion behind it, but
Right.
with Golden Child, Shauna's already blowing up my in my
I
inbox,
love it.
and
I love
I'm
it.
like, 10 a.m. I was like, my reply was literally 18 exclamation points. I'm like,
Nice,
yes.
nice, nice.
Because I follow you on Facebook. I'm like, oh, they're back. I got to figure out who. And then she emailed me. I'm like, oh, let's fucking rock.
Yeah,
You know?
perfect. Yeah, it's great.
Um,
I haven't had the opportunity to do a ton of interviews because, again, we're an independent artist up
mhm,
until we did a couple songs with Judge and Jury. So,
yeah.
we're learning a lot still, but it's nice to have the emails coming this way too for people who are like, hey, do you want to do this podcast? Do you want to do this? And I'm like, yeah, let's go. So
Yeah.
I'm fired up to get some of this new music out. And Golden Child's a good start, but we got
Yeah.
some we swinging for it right now. So
It's the
we're gonna
most
do everything I can to put it out there.
it's the most machine there's been behind you guys since the wind up years. By
Oh, I
far,
know.
hands
I agree.
down.
Yeah, those were
Um,
different times. Those were different
in a
times.
lot of different
Yeah,
ways.
the caveman. It feels like those were the caveman days.
Oh man.
But
But
that's when we
looking
still had
back on it,
street teams. We had bulletin boards. We had,
yeah.
it was a lot more organic growth of like
Yes.
grassroots type fans versus like scroll. Oh, that sounds okay. Nah, maybe skip it. Scroll. Like you have to have somebody's attention span within like a half a second
It's
now.
so hard.
Versus before, people were like reading the booklets on the CDs, and they go through everything was like committed to being a fan of that band.
Yes.
You wore it like a badge of honor. Now it's just like, hi, okay, we're gone. So
Oh God. Yeah.
it's such a fast world we live in now.
Even on my end, man, like with interviews, like I'll look at like the views I get on shorts and it's unreal. Then I look at my views on like full length interviews. I'm like,
Yeah.
motherfucker. It's still good, but like I'm like I'm there's just something about the way things were in the early to mid 2000s that when you look back on it, it just felt special
Yeah,
in a
I
lot of
agree.
ways,
I'm biased in that. That was like our prime years, but yeah. So I definitely have a special place in my heart for that time frame. I was
yeah.
still such a young kid when we started. I was touring with Creed and Three Doors Down when I was like 20 years old.
Oh
So to
man.
me, I'm just still a huge fan of music and all these bands.
Mhm.
And now we're like doing festivals with them, and I have to like act nonchalant and cool and catering. I'm like, oh hey, Jerry Cantrell, right? Nice to meet you,
Yeah.
man. And then inside, I'm like, you know,
Yes.
I know all of your songs. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I know all of your songs, but I'm just like, oh
Yes.
hey, is it Jerry, right? How are you? So like those type of things where it's like I got to be a kid and just live the wildest,
Yeah.
amazing life at a young age with my best friends. So it's a pretty sweet deal.
Yeah, man. I mean, obviously that era, I would hate myself if I didn't bring it up, man, but Bring Me to Life, man. 25 some years later, man. It's still if I don't hear that song on the radio once every day, like it's something doesn't seem right. Like it's still a relevant song.
Yeah,
Did you know when you guys were recording that it was gonna be as special as it became? Because I mean, I know there's the famous story that Amy didn't want, that style, but it ended up being perfect. Like, did you guys
right.
know that it was going to be what it turned into?
I knew for the time it was something special. It was, but if anybody ever told you they could have predicted the success that they would have off of that song, they are just a wild liar. So no, I mean it was their first album, first single.
No one knew who they were.
It was an unknown band,
Yeah.
and yeah, like and as the years have gone by, Amy and I have been able to talk and like get on the same page with like the value of what happened, and
Yeah.
it's like I got kind of vilified and made into being this like bad guy because I was the guy that got put in the song. They didn't want the part in, and it was like,
Oh, yeah,
so then
yeah,
everybody's like,
yeah.
well, you just made your, and I'm like, yo, man, I
It
promise I
wasn't
didn't.
it's not like you got asked to do it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like
Yeah,
you're like, no, I'm gonna do this,
I kind of
like,
joked my way into the gig. Honestly, we
yeah.
were up at the wind up offices and having a meeting, and we were the president of the label at the time, Steve Lerner, had us in his office and was just telling us a bunch of stuff. And he showed us the demo version of that song and was telling us about all these different people he was going to get to do the male part. And I jokingly said, "Well, man, if you can't find anybody famous to do it, I'll do it." And then it was like, aha, you know. And then a couple weeks later, I got a phone call and they're like, "Do you want to do the song?" I was like, "Yeah, of course." Because to me, I'm just a fan of music.
Yeah.
I really liked Amy's style. I liked the emotion, level of emotion she put into her vocals. Um, and so I was like thrilled to be called, but I had no idea at any point that there was any animosity or any back and forth. I thought this was like a win for everybody, you know.
Right.
So I got out and went and recorded the song. We shot the video in Romania, and it was only when we were in Romania that I even got the first indication that I was I was not as well, not I won't say not welcome. I was not as like I was more excited about me being there than most others. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
So and it was never a personal thing against me, but that's kind of how it turned up. You
Mm.
know how the internet works. You know, so it's like
Yeah.
it
The
turned
internet
into
likes
where
to
it's like,
internet, you
yeah,
know.
and I was like, all right, man, I'm not the bad guy. I promise. You know, and recently just got to go out and do the song with him again at Louder
Hmm.
Than Life this year. So pretty
Yeah.
stoked about that. It was a great little reunion. And
Yeah, I was.
honestly, not too bad, not too bad.
It
I'm
did,
not.
did
I,
pretty good.
I can't be too upset with the
No. He's got like
with
what, 1 billion plus streams, and
yeah,
the Grammy. I mean, and
yeah.
you mentioned you when you have been able to go up and perform that live. I mean, for one, nostalgia is so big right now, and everything from that era is coming back in popularity, man. When you walk on that stage and you get to perform that song in front of that, just like that type of energy, man, like what are those moments like for you? Not just with Bring Me to Life, but like, 12 Stones, you guys have played Rock on the Range. In fact, that was the first time I interviewed you guys with a Rock on the Range, God, 14 years ago in 2012. But
That's
fuck.
wild. That was wild.
Um, any of those stages, man, when you're walking onto that stage and you're feeling the energy of thousands of people that are singing your lyrics that you wrote back to you, and what does that do to you?
Well, it's a problem because I'm addicted to things that make me feel good, and that's one of them. That's the thing, you know. It's like it's not a better feeling. It doesn't matter how many drinks or drugs or whatever. I've
Hmm.
never had a high that goes there, you know. So, for instance, for the Evanescence song that we did at Louder Than Life, I believe there was like 80,000 people there. I blacked out in like the best way. I just
Sure.
once I had it in my headphones, I knew what was happening. She called me out. I went out, and then I remember giving her a hug afterwards. But the rest of it, I'm watching it along with everybody else. Like, okay, all right,
Nice.
I didn't fall over. You know, there's a cable across the stage, and my mind was like, just you're gonna trip on that. And I was like, I expected in my head to just come out on stage and do the worm, and like, but no, I made it. I stepped over the cable like an adult, and it was nice. We got it done.
I've heard guys talk about. I'm a huge wrestling fan, and I heard Bubba Ray Dudley talk about coming out for the Royal Rumble in Philadelphia in 2015, and the amount of just energy that hit him when he came out. He does not remember going to the ring. He
Yeah,
blacked out. He
yeah,
remembers coming out and nothing after that. And I mean, I work in local pro wrestling here in Indianapolis, and I know what you mean. Like when there's it doesn't matter how big the crowd is, when you have that type of energy coming at you, it is directed at you, nothing else. There's no feeling that can describe that or replace that or replicate it at all. It's like such a unique. It is addicting.
yeah. Oh yeah.
It's so weird,
Yeah,
but
I have a handful of shows that I can remember vividly. Us being from the New Orleans area, there was one of the times that we sold out the House of Blues in New Orleans. They had a curtain,
oh, nice.
and we were like not aware that we were about to start so quickly. So we were all just on stage stretching behind the curtain, high fiving, let's go get it, fist bumps and all the hype. And then they dropped the curtain, and it sounded like I like it. People use the term like a freight train. It sounded insane, and I didn't.
Yeah.
I thought that the speakers were like about to blow up or something. So I just covered my. I was like duck and covered, and it was the crowd just so pumped that it hurt me, and I was like at
Wow.
that moment I was like, oh man, like that was the feeling to set it all. Rock on the Range, you mentioned that. That was another one where I jumped off the stage and ran through the whole crowd and like
Yeah.
got all the way back and like thousands of people around me, and I'm like, man, this is what I always want to do, you know.
Yeah.
And so
You were the reason we covered Rock on the Range in 2012 because my buddy Taylor from college, we're still best friends now, and you 12 Stones is one of his all-time favorite bands.
right
And I was
on.
like, hey, you want to go see 12 Stones at Rock on the Range? It's big. He's like, yes. And I was like, all right, cool, let's go. And then we got to interview you guys, and I
Nice,
was in the media tent doing interviews, so I couldn't go shoot the set. I'm like, here's my camera. Go shoot 12 Stones. He's like, what? And
nice.
so he got to go into the photo pit and shoot it. And that's one of my favorite memories is getting to meet you guys and interview you and see, all that Rock on the Range in 2012 because that meant so much.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is what I think that's what's so special about music is it affects you in a way that no other art does. And you talked a little bit ago about all these bands that you just, coming up idolize like Creed and Three Doors Down. And you guys are doing the Creed cruise this year, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be
Man,
cool.
like, um, God, talk about so many great bands from just that. I hate using the word era, but era.
Yeah, I mean, it
Man,
is what it is.
how much fun is that cruise and that gonna be,
Man.
man? Because
Well, this
you
is our
got
first
Shipwrecked, you
time.
got all that stuff. This is another one.
Yeah, we've done Shiprocked both as 12 Stones, and I got to do it as a stowaway. This will be our
Yeah,
first Creed cruise, but with the lineup that's on there, I mean, I'm gonna have the time of my life. It's like a big family reunion at that
yeah,
point, you know. And so it to me again, I hold a special place in my heart for those early 2000s, mid 2000s, because that's when we were just living out of a suitcase, just playing anywhere that would take us, and got to play just amazing festivals, amazing
mm,
arena shows. It was just constant, and we were always like the little brother band, you know, like because we were
sure.
always a lot younger, it seemed, and we were always like the first of four, first of three bands. So our job was to come out swinging and get everybody riled up, and it kind of helped shape our live show and what we came to expect from ourselves at every show, and adopt the motto 5 or 5,000. It's like no matter who shows up, you got to do your job and put yourself out there and really give it all you have, because you never know when your last show is, so
Yeah.
we try to live like every day's our last.
Is it surreal that you guys are playing at the Field of Dreams later this year?
No, I'm stoked, man. I'm so stoked. Yeah, it's and then that's another Creed invite. They're
Okay.
playing that day, and yeah,
I think
they reached
Skillet's on. I
out.
think Skillet's playing that day.
Yep,
Dude, I'm
yeah,
originally from Iowa, and I'm really, really. It's so hard for me to not just go. I'm
right.
really, dude. I'm debating it, man.
Yeah,
Good God, like, oh,
yeah, it's gonna be
how
fire.
surreal is that, man? Just the Field of Dreams, dude.
Yeah, yeah, I know, man. It's fantastic. When they first told us about it, I was like, wait, like the Field of Dreams? And I was
Yeah,
like, that's just not what they're calling some random field. Okay, let's go, dude. Yeah, so yeah, we were pretty excited about that. And obviously, again, it's like getting to see so many bands that we have a history with. We did the C Spot Rock tour with Skillet way
Mhm.
back in the day, and we were headlining, and it was never should have been that way. You know what I mean? So,
That's
and now
it's
watching
yeah.
what they've done, it's very
Mm.
impressive to see what they've accomplished with so many
People
great
don't
songs.
understand
So
how great they are live.
yeah, they
Like
are really
you
good.
don't understand it till you see it, but good God, like it's like Alice Cooper. Nobody should follow that. Like,
Right. I feel
it,
that way about Seven Dust.
oh
For me,
God. Oh
like
man.
anytime I've ever played a show, I'm like, if Seven Dust is on the bill, man, you could do whatever you want to do. It's still you still either it doesn't matter if you play before, after.
Yeah.
It's Seven Dust. I'm like, they were the dudes that we all like. I personally was. We did a lot of tours with where I just stood on the side like, God, golly, man,
Yes.
you know. So,
Yeah.
all love and respect to those dudes. They're the kings of the road for sure.
It's
And I know
crazy.
a lot of other musicians feel the same way. So,
Looking at what Golden Child is, it's out. It's getting great responses, getting great reviews. The views are climbing on YouTube. It's doing really, really well. When you sit back and look at what you guys have accomplished with this single, what does Golden Child mean to you?
I mean, it's kind of like a rediscovering yourself. It's like a rebirth in certain ways, where it's like we've been dormant, we've been gone, you know, and time doesn't stop just because we do. So I feel like people are allowed to change, people are allowed to take different paths in life, and it shouldn't be uh, a hate filled experience. It should be a, you know, okay, well, things just didn't go the way we always planned them to be. So, you know, that's part of life sometimes. So to me, this is a song about coming out and standing up for yourself and just being able to move forward with grace.
Nice. There's a video coming out here before too long. I think I saw you
Yeah,
post that you got
yeah.
the video is coming and there's a new album coming.
I got an album's worth of material. So yeah,
Okay,
we're gonna start filing them out. We haven't decided if we're doing one big release or a couple singles, and then we
sure.
don't know yet. So,
Okay,
but we have this, and we have one more song coming up in very soon with uh, Judge and Jury and
nice.
FV Records as well, with a cool collab. So I can't say too much, but
Sure.
it's gonna be an exciting song drop for us.
And then 2026 looks like lots of tour dates this year, hitting the
Yes.
road strong this year.
Trying to add to that list too. We're trying to.
Okay.
I got a van. I got a group of hungry dudes, and we're ready to go. So we're ready to fire on all cylinders.
Just like
And
the old
yeah,
days, man.
yeah,
Just like the
man.
old days.
We
Oh,
have
I
van and
love that.
trailer, no crew. My wife comes out. She's basically our tour manager, travel agent. She sells and sets up my merch, and she's the boss. So yeah, that's the
Nice.
crew. It's the five band guys, and we bring my two dogs and my wife, and we all pile in the van and we go rock and roll.
Oh, I love it, man. Oh, that is great, dude. Man, dude, thank you so much for doing this tonight. Thank you for the song. Thank you for the new music. Thank you for being back, and thank you for still going and doing what you do, man. Thank you so much.
Man, it's my pleasure. Thanks for taking the time to chat with me tonight, man. I appreciate it.